All right, we're back, and you know what's going on now if you're following this video series. We've already did our clearances on our crankshaft to our balancer shaft, and we found out that we had plenty of clearance, and now it's time for our transmission here, okay? And I just did a quick clean on the transmission components here just to make sure we have every last little bit of everything that's could be contaminating this. And you know, this is kind of a big moment here. So what we're going to do, I'm going to slide this off to the side, and I'm going to install the transmission as a component, or as a assembly, we'll just say. All right. And we've got a washer on the end here. We've got a washer. So we've got to make sure and take care of it. This is the counter shaft, and this is the one that goes in the blind bearing. And as long as we install these as an assembly, they should go rather smoothly. And as soon as I got them in, you know, it's always a little bit of a, dance. Yeah. Got a little dance going on here. I dropped that one component. So, you know, it's one of those things where, well, okay, this ain't my first time doing this. You know, I'm getting my washer. It's still back on here. So we're going to try it again. You know, this is one of those things that I like showing about everything that happens, because this is an important moment. All right, so it's really tight tolerances on these bearings. Oh, and now I know why I'm having trouble, because I have my piece of wood. And again, I'm going to keep rolling. I'm going to keep rolling because we're doing it live. Yeah, so I had that in the way. Wonder how many of you guys caught that as I was making that mistake. It's not a problem. That piece dropped on down. And these will not rotate without the shift forks in their place. So we're in good shape. We've got our washers. Everything's lining up. I'm going to give them a little tap, tap, tappy to make sure that they're seated. And yes, I've abused this poor hammer. Did not use it the way it's meant to be. And some people might say, oh, wow, Dewey, you didn't put the shift drum and the shift forks and all this in there. I'm like, okay, calm down, relax. And I'm just referencing over here. Relax, people. It ain't a big deal. Oh, Dewey, you don't know which one goes where. You don't know. Yes, I know I don't know. But you don't have to freak out about this stuff. One thing I am going to do, and it's going to make a little bit of a mess, so I'm going to put an extra napkin below here just to kind of catch any of my drippings. Let's just put it this way, the table's going to be well seasoned. So I'm going to just, got my little oil can, and I'm just going to let her rip. Tater chip. Let that oil kind of find its way in its happy little place. This is what I'm doing. This is my process. So, just relax. Relax, people. It's going to be fine. All right, so this piece obviously goes down, and we're just going to set it there for now. I'm not worried about it. I'm actually going to take it out. We've got to find out where our shift forks are going. And I'm going to wipe them down one extra time because I feel obligated to keep things as clean as physically possible. Yeah. Okay, that looks good, setting it right there. Also feel obliged to commentate a certain way. And here's the one of them that we clearanced right here on the underside. And that faces up like this. I know for a fact that this one goes, let's see, let's find its slot right here. That's where it goes. I know that because the part in which we clearanced on these cases is right here. And that faces down towards it. So we got that part done. The other one that we know for a fact, it's not this one. It's this one here where we clearanced this side. You see? This is where we remove the material to make room. This is another angle for you to see. You can see our slot right here. Bingo. I'm locating it where it goes. And again, these can only go one way. Well, I know that there's only one, there's only one shift fork on this side of the transmission, and for it to interact with the shift drum, it's got to go that facing that direction, just through the process of elimination. And the other thing that you can look at is the shape and the place in which they go. Some of them fit the way they belong there, and other ones not so much. Okay, come on, go to your spot. Just bear with me here. Just finding its place. And forgive me for not having that great of a angle on this, or the lighting not being optimal. It is what it is. Yeah. Watch Dewey struggle day, I guess. Sometimes we got to move some of these around to get them. There we go. No. Add some interference. There we go. Just took a little bit of stuff. So I'm gonna do a little douchey. Get that down in there. Kick it up a notch. And a lot of this is gonna leak out because I don't have my seals, but that's fine. Oil cannot do its job if you don't get it in there. And meanwhile, I'm also gonna give a little of that, right now. Oh yeah, get on in now. Want that to find its place. Get down there and lubricate that rod bearing. It knows how to find it. So now we know that this faces down because we've got our little spring and our little teat that goes in these two places that help the transmission, the transmission position sensor locate neutral where it goes. So we're going to go ahead and kind of just set the old shift drum in its place. Well, we can kind of see that this one definitely belongs there. This one belongs here. And this one lands in the middle track, so we got to lift it up just a skosh to find its slot. Very simple. Very, very, very apparent and simple. And we know, I'm going to put a little douchey of oil on here. Look at that. Oh yeah. Pew, pew, pew. And this is the longer one. Oh yeah, come on. It's not your first time. Oh yeah. And we just gotta locate it in its hole. That's where it goes. And this corresponds with this hole over here. This is the shorter one. You can see it sets higher. And it just has one shift fork that rides on it. Same sort of process. We're not trying to force it. We just got to find its place. Oh yeah, there we go. So now, now that we have the shift drum in place and the shift forks, this will turn. And this is the direction in which the engine will turn. The main shaft and the counter shaft, because we're looking at the sprocket side being over here on the underside, making you go forward. So this is fantastic. And it's, you know, we're not bathed in oil. We don't have both sides firmly secured, so go easy on me if it doesn't shift perfectly. But actually, this is in neutral as we find it. And this should be first gear. Yes, first gear. Again, to neutral. And second gear, somewhere abouts. This one might be a little bit grumpy. Third gear-ish. There it slid into place. Fourth gear. And come on. Sometimes you gotta get it to engage to get it to shift. And come on, girl. Again, this is a little bit sloppy, so be kind to me. I might have had this reversed. There we go. So this is actually, yeah, this is turning it a lot. We have our fifth gear engaged. And you can see that I'm turning this, actually, it might be opposite. Yeah, fourth, third. I may be backwards here. Oh yeah, because this is fifth gear. You can see how much this wheel is turning to the amount of turns that I'm getting out of here. Or something like that. Yeah, no. This is turning a lot, and that's turning a little. I don't know. I just know it's shifting properly. And again, it's on its side. And everything is assembled correctly. Come on, it's the end of the day. Give me a break, peoples. Okay, so we're shifted all the way. And nothing's binding. The other thing that I do sometimes is I go on the underside and firmly engage the gears. Yeah, there we go. Bingo. Yeah. So, yeah, it's got a little sloppy. Oh, I'm in between. Something's grumpy. Something's probably misaligned and I pushed it up. hit it with the hammer. That usually helps. There we go. Yeah, without this shaft being supported from the underside and firmly in place of its holes, sometimes they get pushed a little bit out of sync. But we're good now. It's fine. Yeah, because see, we're lifting up. We're pushing down and lifting up. See how that's kind of getting some slop? Yeah, that's where we're at. That's where our issue is. So just kind of, I definitely don't want to get this in a bind, but I'm going to be really nice to it. But it's just going through and knowing your engine. Yeah. See, that's kind of getting a little loosey-goosey in there. And I might take this back out and make sure that that's firmly securing, seating in there. But long story short, everything is going according to plan. Look at this beautiful lady. Oh, yeah. All right. So we're just going to, I'm just kind of marinating her. This is our brine. We're just letting her soak. So anyway, we have our shifting transmission in place. I'll put a little bit more. Oh yeah, spice her up a little bit. Let's go. Get some on that shift drum. And so I'm going to piddle with this a little bit more. We're having fun with it. We're on kind of a downhill of this build. That's why I'm kind of relaxing a little bit. So we're in great shape. Our oil's getting into everything. I'm happy. And that's a good place to be. So I think where we're going to put it is, yeah, see, we're in neutral. So I'm holding the counter shaft. This is where we want to be. We have a functioning transmission. And what I'm going to do next, people, is one of the highlights of this whole build is going to be assembling the cases. So what I'm not going to show you is I'm going to tediously clean off this surface area. And before we start, I'm going to lubricate these these bearings with our assembly lube. And I'm going to have these two surfaces prepped with I use Honda Bond. I know it might be blasphemous using this on a Suzuki, but to be fair, I use it on actual Hondas. I've used it on my Yamahas. It's just something that I use. I'm comfortable with using it. So I'm going to prep all these surfaces here a little bit better because I want them to be completely spotless clean. Even with all this oil here, so there's these little different imperfections. I'm going to go through and just clean it perfectly. I'm going to have a little 3M pad, and I'm going to clean it. And then I'm going to go back over it with a little contact cleaner. And when we check back in here, I will have these two surfaces coated in this material, and we will be putting this together. It's an exciting time because this is going to be, we'll have a stroker wide ratio bottom end ready to go right here. Link's going to have the King DRZ, and I couldn't be happier for him. So stick with us, share it with your friends, and thanks for watching.